In this video, I'm going to share with you how you can save $10,000 or more within the next year. Now, I know that $10,000 can seem like a lot or a little, depending on where you are in life and how much money you are currently making. So I just want to say up front that the number itself is not that important. The money saving tips that I share can be applied for any goal. You just have to adjust some of the numbers to fit your situation. So that being said, let's dive right in. Tip number one is to break down your goal into bite-sized pieces. Looking at a big number like $10,000 can feel intimidating, but the good news is that you don't have to save it all at once. If you can, awesome, pop it into your savings and call it a day, but for most people this is unrealistic. So let's take that $10,000 and spread it out over the course of the year to make it feel a little bit more manageable. If you get paid bi-weekly, that means that you will receive 26 paychecks in a year. And a little bit of math tells us that $10,000 divided by 26 means that you'll have to save about $385 per paycheck if you want to have 10K banked 1 year from today. Ask yourself right now, does this seem doable? If you're living paycheck to paycheck, it might not. And traditional advice might say, well, why don't you cut back on Starbucks and avocado toast and you'll get there in no time. But there is a better way, one that doesn't require you to give up happiness. So let's dive into that in tip number two. Tip number two is to automate your savings. Now, I hate budgeting. I mean, I absolutely hate it. It's too much work, it's not fun, it's restrictive, it's demoralizing, and it's hard. I can't tell you how many times I started a budget only to fall off the wagon because I forgot. I simply forgot. The problem with budgeting is that it requires effort. You have to constantly be thinking about it and working at it, and it feels like work. But if you really want to guarantee savings success, then it needs to feel effortless. And the best way to make it feel effortless is to automate it. Set up a system that automatically transfers money from your checking account to your savings account every time you get paid. This way, you never have to think about it or remember to do it. Plus, it has the added benefit of being out of sight, out of mind. If that money never lands in your wallet, you won't be tempted to spend it, and it will build up in the background while you do literally nothing. Tip number three is to be smart with the money that you save. It can take a long time to save money, but only a few seconds to spend it. Instead of saving for an entire year and then spending it on something expensive and poof, all that money is gone, think about your long-term goals. $10,000 could be the start to a nice emergency savings, and you can turn it into even more money by letting it live in a high-yield savings account as opposed to letting it lose value in a normal savings account or by stuffing it under your mattress. You could also invest it, and if you're not sure about how to invest, don't worry. The time-tested, hands-off strategy of taking your money and putting it into low-cost index funds is a simple and effective way to diversify your portfolio and get long-term returns that match the market average. And that's not my advice, that's straight from Warren Buffett. And when it comes to investing, that guy knows what he's talking about. Tip number four is to track your progress. Now, this whole journey should feel like an amazing, rewarding experience, and none of it should feel like a big sacrifice. But that being said, it can be really easy for human nature to creep in and point out all the things that you feel like you're missing out on, and it can feel hard to stay motivated. I don't want you to rely on motivation at all, and that's why I recommend automating your savings so that you never have to think about it or work at it. But occasional reminders of why you're doing this and how far you've already come can be insanely valuable. Keep a sheet of 26 bars on it, like this, and every month or so take a look at the sheet, fill in any new milestones that you've hit, and see how much progress you've already made. I promise, those bars are going to fill up so much faster than you think, and in just 26 paychecks, you're gonna have over $10,000 saved. Tip number five is to reward yourself along the way. Saving money doesn't have to mean giving up all of the things that make you happy. That's unrealistic and unsustainable anyway. And if you are living a more frugal lifestyle than you are used to, it is important to treat yourself to keep your spirits up and avoid burnout. But don't just splurge on some random things that you don't really need or want. Instead, plan ahead and set aside some money for something that you truly enjoy. Maybe it's a massage or a concert ticket or even an avocado toast and some coffee. Whatever it is, make sure that it's something that you've been looking forward to and that it doesn't completely undo all of your savings efforts. Tip number 6 is to read a good book about saving money. Now you might be thinking, what does reading have to do with saving money? Well, a lot actually. Reading can help you learn new strategies to save money faster and easier, and it can also inspire you to change your mindset or your habits around money, which can have a huge impact on your financial success. But not all books are created equal. Some are too complicated, too boring, or simply too outdated to be useful. Do a bit of research and find a book about money that resonates with you, and then commit to reading it and doing what it says. If you want a book recommendation to get started, I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi is a great choice. Ramit has a tough love approach to finances, and his book covers everything from budgeting to investing to negotiating. It also helps you overcome the psychological barriers that are preventing you from saving money and living a rich life. Despite the scammy sounding name, I Will Teach You to Be Rich is full of excellent, timeless advice about developing better money habits and saving money without giving up the things that you love. I highly recommend it. And if you want to learn more about financial independence and intentional living, then make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you on the next one.